Welcome back to Ask the Consul. And you know, they were just about to sing for you, and I'm sure they started to sing, and then Andrew turned on the mics and they had to shut them up immediately. I was dying to hear them sing. And listeners, you'll be surprised, you know, they have talent too, they can sing, but I hope next time they will come and sing on this program. My very special guests from the U.S. Embassy, the consular officers we have here today are Jennifer Robertson and Jonathan Roy. Good afternoon. Good to have you.
Hi, good morning.
Thanks for correcting me.
No, it wasn't a correction.
Why am I saying good afternoon? I'm rushing the day. Why am I doing that? And also we have Jennifer.
Yes, good morning.
Robertson. It's good to have you. And of course, you are, I can't call you guys grubs. No, man, you're a seasoned person now, ready to take over this program, right?
No,
really
no.
good to have you. And I think we have a caller already. Can you imagine that?
That's only because we didn't sing yet. we want your callers to
stay. All right, let's go to Marcin. Marcin, how are you and where are you calling from?
I'm good. I'm calling from St. Anne in Ocherez. Ocherez in St. Anne, sorry.
Beautiful St. Anne. It's lovely to have a St. Anne person starting off. Go right ahead.
Yes, my first question is, whenever you come to the embassy, why is it so hard to get a visa?
Hi, Maxine. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's nice to hear from you.
Nice to hear from you, too. I hope you're having a good morning.
Thank you, I am. How's the weather up where you are?
It's kind of cloudy right now.
But that means it's not too hot either, right?
No, it's not.
Well, that's nice. I'm sad to hear that you think it's hard to get a visa. You know, our actual, right now we are issuing a lot of visas to a lot of people. In fact, we have an approval rate of over 75%.
Okay.
The requirements for the visa that you need to find are on our website. It's kingston.usembassy.gov, and it'll tell you exactly, you know, what the officers are looking for when they do your interview. When's the last time that you applied for a visa?
I came there, I think it was the 11th of July of last year, was my last time. I've been there like 4 or 5 times.
But it's been almost...
You have a lot of noise there in the background. You have to...
Sorry about that.
Yes.
Sorry.
But it's been almost about a year since your last appointment, it sounds like. What we recommend to people is while there's no actual waiting time that's prescribed for you to come back and apply, it's best to wait until there's new information for the officer to evaluate. Because if you come back with just the same information, and it's exactly the same as the last time you were there, the officers have already made a decision based on that. So it's best to wait until there's something new, something that's changed in your life that you can present.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. Because right now I'm running my own business.
Yeah, there are a lot of entrepreneurs in Jamaica. It's one of the things that we really like about Jamaican people.
You see, I'm a cosmetologist.
But guess what? No, you're just going to ask general question. You sound like as if you're ready to apply on air. No, I can't get, he's not going to get into.
That's the problem with talking
no,
to
it's not an interview. I know.
Yes,
I know.
So, all right. So thank you very much for calling.
Thank you so much.
And
thank
please
you
say
so
good
much.
morning to. Yes. Please say good morning to all your friends there in that beautiful parish. Very beautiful parish.
Yes, good morning to all my friends over there in Ocherez. I hope you guys are having a good and lovely morning. And you guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning too.
Yes, we are. So thank you very much for calling.
Thank you, Maxine.
Have a wonderful day. All right, let's now go to our next caller. Debbie, how are you, Debbie?
Hi, morning. I'm not bad. How are you doing?
Not bad at all. And we have Jennifer Robertson and Jonathan Roy, consular officers from the U.S. Embassy.
Good morning.
Hi. Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm not bad. Okay, actually, my question is, I was approved for a visa in March. I'm a business entrepreneur from Negril, Jamaica. I was approved, but I had to wait 2 months to get any form of info back from the embassy. They had called me for a second interview, and when I did, they told me that my visa was denied. So I'm just questioning. I don't really understand the process.
Okay, well, sometimes, I'm sorry to hear that, but sometimes the officer lets you know that they have to do some additional processing on your visa. And sometimes information comes up, and I'm not sure about your case in particular, but sometimes information comes up that maybe disqualifies the applicant. Again, I don't know your case in particular, but we work really hard to make sure that all of our applicants are qualified. And as Jonathan said earlier in the program, there's no waiting time per se between applications, but if you were denied recently, you might want to wait a little bit to see if anything changes in your situation that would help us to approve you the next time.
Oh, actually, it was approved. She had given me the white paper.
Okay.
So it was a bit of surprise to me.
Okay, well, like I said, sometimes things happen. I am not sure, again, in your case what exactly happened, but maybe more information came to light. But once again, I would say wait a little while to reapply, okay?
All right.
Thank you, Debbie.
And Jennifer,
have a good day.
Have a good day. And Jennifer,
Bye-bye.
even if you get a visa and you go to the United States, you can be refused entry at the port of entry.
That's right. The visa itself isn't actually the allowance to get into the country. What the visa allows you to do is it allows you to knock on the door, we say. It allows you to travel to the United States. That's what the visa does. And then our colleagues over in the Department of Homeland Security then either allow you in or not.
We have a caller. We have Dina online. Good morning, Dina. How are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the hot city of Kingston. Good morning.
You didn't have to tell me that, I'm quite aware of that. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to ask one of the counselors. I was recently contacted by NVC. What I want to find out is, do I have to go and do duplicate documents of like my birth certificate, or is it they can just use the copies until I do the interview, I use the original?
That's a great question. I'll take that. Dina, how are you this morning?
I'm fine.
Good. So NVC is going, that's the National Visa Center for listeners who don't know. That's where all of their immigrant visa cases get processed through before they're sent on to the embassy for interview and further processing. NVC sends those documents to us, the copies of them, and it's fine for us to use those. As long as it's not something that's expired. For instance, your police certificate is only valid for 1 year. So if you submitted that and it's more than a year old, you'll need to get an original of that. Anything that's missing from the case, we'll try to reach out to you ahead of time to let you know that you might need an additional original. And it's always possible that they'll ask you to get an original after the interview. But for the most part, the documents that come from NVC we're able to use them, and that's sufficient.
How long is that process?
How long is which process?
The entire process between getting documents, doing the interview. How long is it? Like 3 months? I just want to have an idea because I work, so I need to give my job notice. So how long is that process?
Do you have an interview scheduled already?
No.
Okay, well, once NVC sends the case to us, it's usually, once they send it to us, it's going to be scheduled within that next month. And as long as everything is available at the time of the interview, then, and there's nothing preventing us from issuing the visa, we would do that right away. If there are additional documents that you need to get for us, it really just depends on how quickly you can get them. We process cases within a week of you sending in those documents to us.
Okay, all right. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Dina.
All right, you have a wonderful day, and thanks for calling the program. And remember to tell your friends about this program and how we have helped you.
Yes, thanks a lot.
Have a great day. All right, let's move on now to our next caller. Davian, how are you?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. How is everybody doing?
Yes, is it Davian or Davian?
Davian.
Davian, good to have you.
All right, so I have a couple of questions.
Couple means two, you know?
Yes, exactly, two.
Yeah.
I recently bought a ticket to leave the country, which I always do every summer because I have relatives abroad. Now, before that, I got accepted to about 3 schools recently, so that was after I bought my ticket. Now, will this affect me while traveling?
Hi, Davian. It's Jennifer. I'm sorry.
Hello.
So you bought a ticket to the U.S. to travel to see relatives, and now you want to go study?
No, not exactly. I applied to the schools as in having them for an option, and recently I just got like 3 acceptance letters in a matter of like 3 weeks, and now I'm seeing that I could use this opportunity to also do my research on these schools. Now I'm wondering if this would affect me and my travel.
It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like a congratulations on getting accepted. Yes. If you have your visa already?
Yes, I have a B1 / B2.
No, B1, B2, you can go and research schools. You can do whatever you need to do. It falls well within what the B1, B2 is meant for. It's more for tourism. So that's part of it. We encourage you to do research, and we encourage you to study in the U.S. We're excited that you are accepted and look forward to seeing you.
Okay, so that was question 1. Now, question 2. I was recently filed for, and within 7 weeks, I was approved. Now, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be if I have an issue with, if I have an issue, or if I'm not sure about what's going on. Will it affect me getting my student visa?
Hi, Dagan. This is Jonathan. I'll answer this question for you. What's the relationship? Who's filed for you?
My father.
Okay. And how old are you?
I am 24.
Okay. Are you married or unmarried?
Unmarried.
Now it's turning into a visa interview. No. I was just asking to determine which visa category you might have been petitioned under, because the way U.S. immigration law is written, there's lots of different categories based on your age and your marital status and the relationship to the person who's filed for you.
Yeah.
What was approved is probably your petition, which is the first step in the process, and then there's the waiting time, which for your category visas right now is almost 10 years. It's about 8 to 9 years right now. It shouldn't affect anything as far as you getting a visa in the future. It's perfectly acceptable for someone to have an immigrant petition, a filing pending, and at the same time hold a non-immigrant visa like you do already.
Yes.
So we're used to seeing that situation.
It's because even though I'm planning to study, I don't plan on living there anytime soon.
Right, and that makes sense to us. We see that a lot, and we understand that.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for your help. It was a real pleasure.
Well, thank you.
All right, have a great day, and thanks for calling. All right, we have another caller before we go for the break. We have now Charmaine. Charmaine, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good morning.
Yes, I know you're calling for, let me see now, from
I'm calling
Manchester?
from Kingston. No, from beautiful Kingston, thank you.
Beautiful hot Kingston, right? Go ahead.
Yes. I would just like to express sincere gratitude and thanks to the team at the embassy, especially as it relates to the summer work and travel program. I am a local agent, and I must say this year the process has been very, very smooth. Our students are getting their visas and they're leaving for their work. So I just want to say thank you, because you guys don't get a lot of thank yous most of the time.
No, I was going to say, let's keep Charmaine on the line a little bit longer, please.
Thank you, Charmaine. We worked really hard to refine it so that it would be easier and the students could get off. We know how important it is for them to participate in this cultural activity.
Yes, and it is much appreciated. It's making our lives easier, even when and the fact that, you're always opening dates when they have later dates. So it's really, really appreciated. And I want to say you guys thank you and keep up the good work.
Thank you
so
much.
Can I shout out somebody that I know at the embassy?
Sure.
Miss Bromley.
I'm going to charge you,
No, but Miss Bromley and her, there's another team, I forget her name, but you guys are doing a good job. And I like listening to you on the program with the information you provide. So, keep it up. And Mr. Darby, keep up the good job, sir.
And let me tell you something. It is, I will say thanks for saying thanks, because it's not very often I get thanks these days. So we appreciate it. I know. And encouragement to the neighbor, right?
And we'll pass it along. We'll pass it along to Ms. Bromley.
And you keep on helping the young people too.
It is my job, and I enjoy doing it, so I will always do that.
Have a wonderful day, and thanks for calling.
Okay, you're most welcome.
Okay, let's go now to Jackie. Good morning, Jackie. How are you? Where are you calling from? Let's hope that.
I'm calling from Montego Bay.
Oh, Montego Bay. That's why it takes so long for you to come on. You're calling from far.
Right, I have 1 minute. It's all about going to be cut off in a minute now. So let me just pose my question quickly to you. Your team there, I had heard the lady mention before that she too had applied. She had gotten through with her visa. It's the same thing that's happened to me also.
Okay, I'm sorry. So the same situation, you would be given the approval,
Well,
and
I
then
was given the form.
Okay.
And when I went back, they told me to come for a second interview, which I did not get an interview. The lady just handed me my passport and said she couldn't have given me the visa.
Okay.
So I was,
So I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you the same thing that we told the last caller, and really what it is that when we give you the approval, it also means that we have to look at some other systems. So we do other things after we give approval for visas. Oh, I think we lost her.
Yes.
But just for the rest of the listeners, we do other things after we give approval for the visa. And I'm sure, as some of you this week for sure know, sometimes our computer systems don't work completely appropriately. We lose electricity. There are things like everyone else. And so sometimes after the interviews, we have to do other things in the computer, and sometimes information comes to light that disqualifies somebody from receiving the visa. And that's usually what happens. I'm sorry that it wasn't explained to the people that we're talking to this morning, but that is how the system works.
Right. All right. Let's go to another caller. We have another 2 minutes left for the break. We have Mikey on the line. Mikey, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good to have you.
Yes, thanks. And good morning to the consulate.
Good morning.
Mikey. Yes, I have a question. If somebody went to the embassy and tell a lie, like say they're married but they're not married, what can that person do to clarify that when you're going back to the embassy?
So you're saying that when is the lie? Is it on a form or something?
If somebody lie that they're married on a visiting application for visa.
So go ahead.
Yes, if somebody goes to the embassy and they lie that they're married and stuff, but they're not, what can they do to that before they go back on next time for the visa? To clarify that.
I'm going to tell you, Mikey, what I tell my children. It's never the wrong time to do the right thing. Yes. And so the next time you come in for the interview, it's best to correct any information that was given wrong the last time. There may be a consequence. It's definitely going to be taken into account when they're doing the interview. But a lot of times, what we're looking for is someone who's credible, and you presenting that information is going to make you sound more credible in the other information that you're giving.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. All right, let's go to another caller. We can take one more caller before we go for the break. Jervis, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you, Mr. Darby.
Good to have you.
May I have a word with your guest, please?
You said our word, so it's going to be one word,
And hopefully in private.
Yeah.
Good morning, lady and gentlemen.
Good morning.
I was listening earlier to a caller that you gave a response to in respect to the how long it would take from the point of view where you are now required for the NVC has completed the process and for you to go to for the interview.
Uh-huh.
And you indicated that it should be somewhere in the range of a month or so. My situation is this. The NVC had indicated to me in March of this year that all the documentation is through and it's just for the embassy in Jamaica to schedule an interview. And I have not heard from the embassy since. But one of the concerns I have is my daughter is likely to age out because she turns 21 in July of this year. And I know that, for example, my lawyer have communicated to the NVC that information.
Okay.
And we just have over a month to go, and we haven't heard anything.
No, I understand the concern. I know there are a lot of parents who have children who are close to aging out of their petitions, and that's a really troubling thought, and it's something that we consider as well. To address kind of the two parts of your question, one is that we do have to wait until we have available appointment slots. So even though it may be ready for scheduling sitting at NVC, they have to wait until we tell them that we have room for that particular appointment. So it is going to be coming up. You can always check with NVC to find out if they still have the case. As soon as we receive the case from NVC, we will be reaching out to you. As far as having a child that's aging out, you're also able to request from NVC an expedited appointment.
We requested that.
Okay.
We requested the expedited interview, and they told us that they have already sent the case to the embassy in Kingston.
Okay. If they've already received the case, then we should be able to reach out to you. What you could do is send us an email to the immigrant visa unit. Our email address is KingstonIV, that's immigrant visa.
Just a minute, let me just make a note of it.
Nobody should come with your pen and paper. This is college, you know, university.
Could you go ahead now?
Sure.
I tell you what, you just stay with us, listen to the program, and we give it out later, all right?
But thank you for your call.
Okay. All right, let's now go to our next caller. Peter, how are you?
I'm not doing too bad, Mr. Darby.
Good to have you.
Good. Little question. Good morning to your counselors.
Good morning.
Good. Just a question for a friend of mine. She's doing an exam, which is an overseas U.S. examination. She's got a letter from the school which she goes to, the medicine school. Now she's got that letter for about 6 months now. Is it still valid, or she'll have to get another letter?
Okay, I'm sorry. I guess we need to know a little more information. Is it she's going to study in the United States?
She's got to go up and take an exam there.
Okay.
She don't have an exam out here. She passed this part, so she's got to go up and do the other part, which is in the U.S.
Okay. Is there an expiration date on the letter? Who's the letter?
No, there's not an expiration.
And the letter is from who?
From the school.
Okay. So, no, I mean, if there's no expiration date on the letter and she explains what exactly is going on, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Is she around?
She's not here, no.
Yeah, it's best to let her call in, so that she can get information directly.
Yeah, that's
all right. So if I think I have her call, next time.
Okay, Mr. Harvey. Good.
All the best. You have a wonderful day.
Thanks.
All right, let's now go to Juliet. How you doing?
Yes. Good morning.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from St. Catherine.
St. Catherine, good to have you. Go right ahead.
Thank you. I need to know, I am in possession of an immigrant visa. I always try to go up and come down and go back before 6 months, but this time I came back in October, and I'm here about over 7 months now. Do you think they'll give me problem when I try to go back?
Is your legal permanent resident card still valid?
Yes, I still have my green card.
And it hasn't expired since you've been out of the country?
No, it's just I got it since 2012.
Okay, and there's nothing preventing you from getting on a plane and flying and applying for entry again. The decision to let you in, really, like Jennifer mentioned to a different caller, is with the Department of Homeland Security. You could also consider contacting them before you travel to see if there's something that they'd like you to do. But as long as your green card is still valid, you can certainly travel to the U.S.
Okay.
But Jonathan,
you don't think they would turn me back?
No, Jonathan, I think she probably is more concerned about somebody who has gotten a green card and then is probably here in Jamaica for a significant, for long periods of time,
Right, and what Jonathan was saying earlier is that Department of Homeland Security are the ones that actually decide on whether it's a legal permanent residence. Means as you mentioned, the 6 months. According to their rules, basically you should be spending more time in the U.S. than anywhere else.
Because if you get a green card, you get a green card because you're planning to live in the United States.
Exactly.
Right, so you can't get a green card to live there, and then you're actually living in Jamaica.
Right, if you'd like to do that, then you should turn in your green card and just apply for a tourist visa. You can still travel and stay for...
We see people do that all the time.
Yeah, you can stay a long amount of time in the United States to visit relatives, but still maintain your residence here and not have to worry about, when's the last time I was there, is my green card going to expire, things like that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for calling. Now, Jennifer or Jonathan, who's going to answer this one now?
I don't know.
Little baby comes up. Will you refuse that? Do they refuse babies? Visa?
Is the baby by itself, or?
I thought that's a good question too.
Please don't abandon your babies at the embassy.
We don't need any babies by themselves.
Yes, exactly. I know we're having fun, but persons will feel that because if a parent they have their visas already, mother and the father, and then they should bring that little baby along. Then they probably assume that because both parents have their visas, then why would you refuse the little child, the baby? That's the feeling. Is there a policy on that, or it doesn't matter?
Generally speaking, the policy is that if the parents are qualified for the visa, then the child would be qualified too. I mean, there are other circumstances that can change that, but in general, that's what we tell people, is that generally if the parents are qualified, then the children qualify as well.
Can you say what challenges can arise or might cause you to rethink giving that child a visa?
Well, it depends. So, children we know don't have ties, right? So, especially babies, right?
Yes.
So we evaluate their ties based on their parents' ties. So perhaps maybe if the parents have recently immigrated to the U.S. and for some reason the child isn't with them and they're planning on taking their child there, I mean, what are the ties for the child? Maybe mom or dad is living in the U.S. at the time. It's difficult to know the ties of the child if one parent is in the U.S. and one parent is in Jamaica. So that's that's one concern.
Yes. All right. I know you have some general information to give us. We have a little time now, but probably we should talk about that. For example, I know you have a library there at the U.S. Embassy. Am I correct, Jonathan?
You are right. Have you ever visited the library?
Why are you embarrassing me? I'm sorry.
You should come and visit the library. We do. We have a
I should. Yes, a wonderful library.
We have
Tell
a wonderful library.
It
has it's a great workspace. It's quiet. There are lots of resources there. There are access to over 3 million books and periodicals through online access.
What did you say? 3
million, more than 3 million.
I hear you.
The world is at your fingertips in the library. Yep. We also have free SAT prep classes, free counseling on education if you're interested in studying in the United States. We have lots of information there. And the best of all, everything is free. Access to the library is free. You just have to fill out a form online, get your library card, and it's open every day during our business hours.
I think you have to get a passport picture too, I think.
You have to send a couple of passport pictures in with the application. That's right. And you can find the information about that on our website, which is kingston.usembassy.gov.
And the most important point you made was that it is free.
Totally free.
All right. Okay, let's now go to the next caller, John. John, how are you doing? Good to have you.
Not too bad. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my question is, I was living in the U.S., but deported 1997.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a voluntary departure. Well, like as I said, voluntary departure. I did commit an offense and do 6 months, then back, and then immigration picks me up, and then I asked for voluntary departure because I didn't want to spend the time waiting if I'm gonna be still in the United States and all of that stuff. Yes, I did marry, but for some reason me and my wife separated since I've been here. Was a green card holder. What are my chances of getting all of those things reinstated rather?
Wow, that's a big one. You want to take that one, Jonathan?
I may take that one. Thank you for your call, John. I know a lot of people find themselves in a situation where they've done things that they regret a long time ago.
Yes.
But those things have repercussions and they keep coming back. Your case sounds like there's probably a lot of really specific, detailed information, and we don't have the time, unfortunately, on the radio to go through all of the specifics of your case. But I mean, for your information, things like criminal offenses, those types of ineligibilities for visas don't ever go away. There may be waivers available that you can apply for in certain cases, but the only way to even get to that point is to make the application. Once you make the application and it's determined if you're ineligible, that's when the waiver process can even begin.
Okay.
But that waiver process might be a complex one. I wonder if he can do that on his own. He probably need to get probably a lawyer. What do you think?
Well, we do recommend people get all the information that they can. Some people do choose to hire attorneys. Some people don't. The waiver process begins actually in the United States in a lot of cases for immigrant cases. For non-immigrant cases, it's a little bit different. And John, I'm not sure which visa type you're looking at. But really, making the application, educating yourself, looking at the information on our website, kingston.usembassy.gov, or on the State Department's website, travel.state.gov, is probably a really good place for you to start.
Right.
Okay, and at the meantime, do you think I can pick up the Homeland Security telephone numbers and stuff like that? Because I think Homeland would be my best choice first.
I don't have their phone numbers, but their websites are it's DHS, Department of Homeland Security.gov.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, John.
All right, thank you very much for calling. Now, we talked about your library, and you need to give me a beating for that, for not getting myself registered. I definitely need to get involved. But I tell you what, we'll take this call and then we go back to any other information that you want to give my listeners so we can talk about that. Let's go down to our next caller. Althea, how are you?
I'm not too bad, sir. Good morning to your persons.
Good morning.
I'd like to, I just want to know, can you apply online for your child to study in the U.S. but to go in a high school, or it has to be a college?
Okay, you can apply. There's different kinds of visas. There's the F1 visa, which is the student visa, and that allows you, it depends on the type of school. You can study 1 year in a public school, but that's it. The other after that, it has to be private. Were you thinking a private school?
Yes.
Okay, so private schools would be the same application as it would be for college or university. So it's the same type of visa. It's the F1 visa.
Oh. Okay, but if they have like a general visa, they still would need to get a F1 visa for a student to study.
Exactly. Yes. In order to study in the U.S., you need the F1 visa.
Okay. Could you tell me the age that they have to be for that 1 year in public school?
You can go online at our website and find all the information about the F1 visa. But there's not a particular age. They just be a school age.
Okay. No problem. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for calling. All right, Jonathan or Jennifer, there's something else you're going to talk about in terms of information that you want to relate to our listeners. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Yes, right now it's pretty exciting. The embassy is welcoming applicants for Fulbright programs.
Oh, Fulbright.
Yeah,
yes,
so we usually people think that this is just a study abroad program or a fellowship, but we've got 3 different kinds going on right now, and all of them are due this month. So we're welcoming applicants to go to our website at kingston.usembassy.gov.
Yeah.
There's 3 types. The one type is for the professional program. It's called the Hubert Humphrey Fellowship Program. It's for professionals in particular areas who have like more than 5 years experience in professional full-time work. The list of the different areas that we're interested in is on the website, so we encourage you to check that out. That's on Friday, June 17th is the deadline for that. The other one is for the Fulbright graduate student program, and this is the one that most people are familiar with. And basically, qualified graduates who want to continue their studies in the United States for a master's or a PhD program can apply for this, and it's a paid-for program. Allows you to get your master's or PhD program. That program deadline is June 19th, so we encourage applicants for that. And then the third one is the Fulbright Latin American Scholarship Program of American universities, and it awards scholarships to lecturers at tertiary level institutions like colleges and universities here from the Caribbean or Latin America, and they go for graduate study in the U.S., and those ones are due on June 15th. So that's not too far away, but we welcome all the applications. It is just around the corner. Go to our website. If you want more information, you can also email kingstonexchanges@state.gov. To get a little more information from our embassy. Thanks.
All right, let's now go to our next caller. Tia, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Darby. Good morning.
Hey, where are you calling from now?
I'm calling from St. Catherine.
St. Catherine, good to have you. You go ahead.
Okay. My question. My husband now works as the H-2B visa, and he's thinking of applying for a H-4 visa so his family can be with him during his time in the U.S. What I want to know, if my father, who is now a permanent legal resident, if he files for us, is it okay for him to file for us if we get that H-4 visa while we're in the U.S.?
Absolutely. I mean, there's no time that it's not a good time. If he wants to file for you and you're interested in going to immigrating to the United States, then he should go ahead. It would not affect the H-4 visa in any way.
Okay. Next question. How long will it take? I'm married. How long will the idea of how long it would take for the filing to be processed?
Well, that's what I was just going to bring up. There's actually no visa category for married children of a legal permanent resident. Once your father naturalizes and becomes a U.S. citizen, then he can file for you under the F3 category.
Okay.
So he's going to have to wait until that happens. Rather than give you a waiting time, I'm going to give you the tools to find it. Every month, the State Department publishes a document called the Visa Bulletin. It's available on the website travel.state.gov, and it gives you the breakdown of approximately all of the waiting times. And they do change a little bit each month just as the numbers shift.
Oh, okay. Okay. And one last question. The H-2B visa, I understand you can extend it up to 3 years. Is that correct? You can keep extending up to 3 years?
Yes. So
once the job is available?
Right. If it would have to be, it's a petition-based visa, so the person who's petitioning for you would have to do that. But yes, up to 3 years. And then you have to come back.
After the 3 years is up, how long can you go back?
How long do you have to wait to go back?
Yes.
It's 3 months. You have to have 3 months in your home country.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Liz.
All right, thank you very much for calling. Let's now go to Tia. Good morning, Tia. Tia? Sorry. It's John. Why am I calling you Tia?
John, okay.
That's a serious offense, Sorry about that.
John here.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, John.
Yes, I apply for a non-immigrant visa. But for the past week, I'm trying to get the embassy and cannot get the embassy on the 8 lines that I have for them. I need to renew the visa. The visa was expired in May. Okay. And I have applied and I have the number and everything. But I want a date to come in, or if I need a date, I don't know. I cannot get the embassy at all.
Well, John, calling the embassy isn't the way actually to schedule an interview. We have you already paid for your...
No, I haven't paid.
Okay.
But I don't know what to do. I have 8 numbers that I'm trying to find.
By the way, can I ask you though, have you been listening to a program like on a Monday when we have...
I do sometimes, not all the time.
Yes. Well, why did you should have called us, man, and you'd have got that information long ago.
Okay, so we don't answer the phone. Calling the embassy isn't actually the way you should go about it. Right now, how do you start the process?
Yes, I have, and I have the application ID. I reached that point.
Okay, so no problem. Just go onto our website, and you can find out there exactly the steps you need. Yes.
Oh, not by a telephone call?
No, not by telephone.
That's a problem.
All right, just give him, he has their website address.
It's kingston.usembassy.gov.
All right, you got it?
Kingston.
USembassy.gov.
Okay.
All right, have a wonderful day. Anything, you can call us next week, Monday. All right. Consular officers Jennifer Robertson and Jonathan Roy. I don't think we can take any more calls, but I think, Jennifer, you want to make a final point before we leave?
Yes, I wanted to say that for the caller that needed the inbox to talk about the immigrant visa, who had the immigrant visa question, it's KingstonIV@state.gov. Kingston, like IV, immigrant visa @state.gov. And we'll be happy to answer your email, okay?
And it was great to have both of you, Jennifer Robertson and Jonathan Roy, consular officers from the U.S. Embassy. And I won't allow you to come back here, I hope so. After that embarrassing question, have I enjoyed the library? Yes? Yeah.
I just wanted to give a shout out to my daughter who's turning 6 next Tuesday. I wanted to say happy birthday, Lila. I love you.
It's a pity you can't sing for her.
We can. We'll sing. Go ahead.
Also, my son, Cohen, is turning 4 on Monday.
Well, you'll give me that information because I'm going to mention it also on Monday and also for your daughter. All right, that's the end of the program. Thank you very much for coming, and thanks to my listeners for listening. 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 Thanks to my listeners.